the term universal licensing is a bit of a misnomer.
A universal licensing bill posits that a license in one jurisdiction should be valid in any other jurisdiction, without questions, without comparison, without assessment. Just, you got one there, you should have one here.
On the surface, it looks like a great idea. The implementation of that policy is where we see so much, confusion. The risk is that someone with lesser qualification would be coming into the jurisdiction and practicing perhaps in a way that wouldn't protect the public.
There are also situations in which the local conditions are such that you need to have different standards. Earthquakes in California, permafrost in Alaska, sinkholes in Florida. Those are unique characteristics of that locale, and those locations require that those engineers have special skills. Universal licensing would defeat that and eliminate that protection.
When lawmakers go down the road of considering universal licensing bills, they should really contemplate the need and the role that rigorous standards play in protecting the public.
For interstate practice to work, you have to have substantial equivalency from jurisdiction to jurisdiction.
You have an education requirement, you have an examination requirement, and you have an experience requirement. If those are roughly the same, then it might be considered substantially equivalent.
When you're considering universal licensing, it's I think, absolutely paramount for you to ensure that the standards are the same.
And that's important to states because substantial equivalency is the vehicle that establishes the trust for individuals to move from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. Universal licensing is not the silver bullet to fix that problem. We've seen some that actually include a residency requirement. So that universal licensure bill doesn't help you at all. In fact, it makes it much more difficult.
ARPL professions have a model law laid out that addresses all of the specific issues to the affected professions. Those models work. We have years of experience with the fact that those models work.
When you add another layer of licensing to a system that is already working, it complicates that system.
It interferes with that accountability that the boards have, legislatively mandated accountability. That's where we run into a lot of trouble, because if the boards don't have authority over someone who is just blanketly permitted to practice in that state, who protects the public at that point?
If the choice is between spreading that model onto other professions and occupations, it looks like a lot of work. It looks like it would be very time-consuming and very detail-oriented. But if I could paint the whole thing with one coat of white paint by using universal licensing, that looks like it would be really easy. But it doesn't solve the problem, and it does destroy systems that are proven to work effectively.